Let's see. We want to get into a couple of topics here. Let's see. What else were we going to discuss? I believe one of the things we wanted to focus on is something that we have talked about before, and you wanted to spend some time talking about the power of attorney.
Yeah, because you know what? It's a great question, Rob, and we have talked about it a little bit, but there's a little bit of a confusion around it, right? So power of attorney is used a lot in our real estate department. If you remember COVID, it was a long time ago, but when that came upon us in March of 2020, it was, what are we going to do? And a lot of our sellers implemented the power of attorney. So we would act as their agent, if you will, to help them sell the house so that they didn't have to leave. They didn't have to go to the closing and what have you. And one of those, as we like to refer to as a COVID positive, right? One of those things that came out of that is it kind of changed the way real estate closings happen, right? So sellers very rarely are involved in the actual closing now because of this. So we all utilize the powers of attorney. When I say we all, the community of real estate attorneys and real estate professionals, encourage our clients to use the power of attorney. Stay at work, don't worry about it. There's nothing that you need to do to be there. Have your phone available, but we'll go and we'll take care of the closing for you. And a lot of people think of it as that, but people don't think of it as a foundation to an estate plan, right? We talk about estate planning quite a bit on this show and the whole financial picture of where you are and holistically working with financial professionals as well as estate professionals. But the power of attorney is so essential. People talk about wills and they talk about trust and they talk about what happens after they die. But what happens if there's a situation where you become incapacitated? Right? And so nobody has access to your accounts. They don't have access to help pay bills. And all of a sudden, everything is frozen. People don't think about this because it's another one of those things that people don't want to think about. One of the number one reasons people delay or avoid doing their estate planning is because they don't want to think about their mortality. They don't want to think about end of life. Well, add that to the ICU with feeding tubes and machines keeping you alive and bringing you back to health. People don't want to think about that either, but that is a reality. And it's important that people prepare for that, right? We talked about the word of the year is plan, right? So how do you plan for that? And it's a power of attorney. So it's a document whereby you give powers to another individual. It does not have to be an attorney. It started out as attorneys had this amazing power back in the day, in the early days, where they could simply say, I'm your attorney and sign for you. But that name stuck. It's really an attorney. It's an attorney in fact. So you are stepping in the shoes of another human being and doing and acting on their behalf, right? So you can go to a bank and provide the documentation that says, I am this person right now while they're unavailable, or not in the area. And it's really important to have that. It's also important to review it because if it's not sufficient, if it's not a durable power or it's not a general power, and it's old, some lending institutions, some banking institutions will deem that stale. So you want to have those reviewed. And if you don't have one, you want to think about getting one. And that's something that we can help with at Stiles Law. We can review those and we can bring you into the estate planning team and review everything. And if you don't have anything, we can help guide you through that with a no commitment meeting with Ben and his team. And make the process really easy. But it's one of those things, again, that people don't want to talk about, but they know they need, right? We talked about that with the team when we were working with our strategic coach the last few days, is, 100% of people know they need this. Mm-hmm. Maybe 30% of people actually have it. So we know you're out there and we want to help. So give us a call.
Stiles Law is in Marshfield on Route 139. You can go to stiles-law.com. Stiles-law.com is the website. A lot of other material online. And, of course, great way is the phone to get started. Right, Mark?
That's right. So if you call 781-319-1900, 781-319-1900, our concierge will put you in touch with Ben's team. Or if it's a real estate matter, of course, we can introduce you to the proper attorneys for that as well. But I encourage people to check out our YouTube channel. We do have a bunch of content on YouTube. In fact, I rewatched our video on Power of Attorney this morning so that I could grab some notes for today, but we have a video on that as well as many other items. So check it out, educate yourself, understand, what your needs are, and give us a call and we can help.
Mark Stiles is from Stiles Law. He's with us every Friday at this time. Stiles-law.com is the website. And his office is located on Route 139 in Marshfield. And every Friday at this time, we go through topics and also talk about feeling good. It's Feel Good Friday to get us ready for the weekend. And Mark, thank you so much. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Stay warm, folks, and take care of your neighbors.